Hey, Dave, are you there? Can you hear me? I think I'm unmuted, just trying to make sure you can hear me and get the connection going here.
Yeah, I got you. Hang on one sec here.
No problem, no problem.
There
Hi,
we go.
my name is Jacob. I'm one of the counselors here at Los Altos High School. I apologize. I don't know. I updated my application and my camera's not working. I'm running from one session to the other here, but I want to make sure that you're all set to go here.
I'm ready.
Yeah, let me get you to be host. Let's go there. That way you have full access to screenshot, displaying the screen, also accepting participants. I don't worry, I will actually be around for the entire thing, because actually I have a group of kids that might actually be interested in the program. And so I'm going to be taking notes. But you got the floor, man. It's all you. And now you have all access to everything for the workshop. And I believe, yeah, the recording is already happening.
Okay.
So you get a lot of kids or a few kids. The great thing is we'll be able to record this. We're going to put this up later, and then we'll make sure that they get this info. So hopefully they'll be knocking down your door in a few weeks. More about it.
Cool. Okay, so did you say you wanted me to let people in?
If you need me to, because this is my last session, I'm helping facilitate. I'm more than happy to kind of let them in, and you can do your presentation. That's not a big deal.
Okay. So I mean, how many do you expect?
I don't know. With Zoom, it's kind of we've learned through the high schools so far. It can be a good amount. It could be a handful. I think I counted in my last session, there was about 6 for the nursing program.
Okay.
I've recruited I thought I gave a decent sales pitch the last 2 days with some of my students. So hopefully we'll have a handful, at least.
Okay. Well, you just let me know when you think you have enough, and I'll get started.
Right. Yeah, we'll see where we're at 7 o'clock, and then I think we waited till I think it would be like 7:05 at the latest, so that we respect the time of giving your information, everything else, to get in what you need to talk about in the time.
Okay. We'll just make sure everything's working here.
And how long have you been with the program?
I've been here 18 years.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna see if my screen share works. Can you see that okay?
Yes, it's great.
Our website? Okay.
Yep, you're good.
So what I was gonna do, Jacob, is first just kind of introduce myself and then switch cameras. I have a GoPro on a cart, and I'm just gonna walk around the shop, because I think one of the most important things for students is to see what we have, just to see the facility. And then I can go through our website and answer any questions at the end.
I love that idea. I think to have the kids actually see what's out there and what's available in terms of facilities is great. So sounds
Okay.
wonderful.
All right.
So Dave, before I forget, man, it looks like when I gave you hosting, I actually, instead of making you co-host, I can't let students in if you want me to. If you want to make me a co-host, then I can do that for you, or you can do it by yourself, just letting you know.
Say that again.
That when I made you full host, that took away my ability to let people in. If you'd like me to do it, you can just make me co-host again. If you'd like, it's up to you. You can do it on your own. Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, actually, I see him right now. I'll just let him in.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I got the list of participants up now.
Great. Hey, Dave, if you want to go ahead and start, I think we waited a little bit here, and all this again will be recorded and put back on our site for us to get out to all the kids who weren't able to make it tonight. So we want to appreciate and respect the time that you're putting into this. So if you want to go ahead and start up, I'll be here helping out if you need anything.
Sure. Yeah. These are always really fun to do, these virtual tours. Unfortunately, we don't get to see each other face to face, but it's kind of fun for me just to walk around and just go unscripted and just kind of show you everything. So first of all, my name is Dave Capitolo. I'm the department chair here at DeAnza Autotech, and I also teach the engine theory and rebuilding class in our full-time day program. And I'll explain a little bit about the differences in the programs that we have. So like I explained to Jacob, I'm going to turn around and just start walking. And hang on a sec here. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to walk around and show you guys our facility. This, first of all, this is just my classroom. I just like to start in this room here. Nothing big, nothing fancy. And I do have to stay on the main thoroughfare because the Wi-Fi is kind of doesn't work very well in certain areas. So down there, this is kind of one of our main entrances. The double doors to the right is just another classroom. Recently, we made up these really nice pathways posters so students can kind of look at a certain discipline, a certain area that they're interested in. And right there, they've got all the information they need, the courses, when they're offered, some of the jobs that they could potentially get out in the industry. So we have these little pathways posters throughout the hallway here. This first area that I'm going to show you is what we call our stationary engine lab or our stationary engine shop. So all of these engines right over here, there are 5 of them over here. They all start, run. You've got coolant, engine oil. They're hooked up to an exhaust system that runs, a fan that runs 24/7. So we don't get a lot of fumes in this room. Down on the right here, those 4 blue ones are all same thing, brand new start carts that we purchased. They all run. We do have to retrofit some exhaust systems and actually get them in place, but they all run. A couple others that were donated from Toyota, Audi, they also run. So that makes 9, 10, 11 engines that are very portable that students can come out here, mostly students from our introductory classes, can come out here and learn how to test engines. And a lot of the instructors will put bugs in there and they can try to diagnose the bugs. And then over here, and Jacob, you guys can hear me okay before I get too far?
You're doing fine right now, man. Everything is great.
Okay, cool. So over here, this is our engine rebuilding shop, and we have a full machine shop here with capabilities of machining engine parts, except for regrinding crankshafts and regrinding camshafts. We can do all other machining operations. So students in my class, they get to bring in an engine at the beginning of the year, and we take them through the entire process of disassembling an engine, doing all the failure analysis, the cleaning, disassembly, machining, and then I have to stay back a ways because I think I'll lose my signal, but whoop, there we go. Starting already. So I'm gonna have to stay back out here. Looking straight ahead, that white machine where it says F10A, that one, and another one that's over where I left the screen and the LED lights on over there in the distance. Those are our 2 newest machines. Those are computer numerical controlled. One is a boring machine and one is a honing machine for resizing cylinders. And we pretty much have every piece of equipment in here to rebuild an engine. And then some of you probably saw the trophy, so I'll explain a little bit about the trophies since I'm here. These trophies go back to the early 70s when our original instructors used to sponsor all the local high schools in troubleshooting contests where they would go out once a year to Pleasanton, San Ramon area and compete. So these were troubleshooting contests that were sponsored by Chrysler Plymouth at one time and then Ford. And so there's lots of success here that local high school students had with some of our instructors as their coaches. So of course, everybody has a good PPE station. So we're doing all the right things here to stay healthy. Behind this door on the left, this is our tool room. This is where we store all of our specialty tools and all the tools that our introductory students would check out. Students in our day program are required to have their own tools, but for the introductory and the evening classes, this is where we store all the hand tools that they would come here and check out when they're in class. And beyond these doors out here is our main shop. So the main shop is pretty much where all the action happens. And I'll just kind of pan around and show you that we have the latest tire changing, tire balancing equipment over in this corner here. Over in the far corner over there, those are all the latest brake machining tools for machining brake rotors, brake drums when we do brake work. And go out in the middle here. Over on that far side, and I'll walk past all this, but those 4 red lifts, those are all brand new alignment lifts with the latest Hunter alignment equipment. So when our students come in here and then learn about chassis and learn how to do wheel alignments, when they go out into the industry and get a job, they've already had some experience working on all the latest equipment. So we try to have the latest equipment at all times. And on the other side, these are just the 2-post lifts for just general service work, inspections, repair work, oil changes. Each one of these stations, there's a computer that you can kind of see the screen over there. In the overhead bins, every single one of these has a computer, so that a student would be working on a car right where I'm pulling up right now. So they would be working on a car here, and they would only have to go a couple of feet to get the service information that's required to do that maintenance or that repair job. So all of those overhead bins down over there have a computer that's tied into all of our web-based service information. We have 2 more over there on a portable cart. Let's see if I can do this. Right there, that's a portable cart. And then that room right there is our computer lab, where we have 4 other computers and a printer. And that's so students can print out service information. The little caged area is over there where the light is on. That's where we store full-time day program. Those are the ones that I explain tools in order to come to class. Let's see. Just another classroom over there where the light's on. We do have a lot of vehicles that have been donated by OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, by local community members. This is an Infiniti that was donated by Nissan Motor Corporation. And we do have a relationship with Nissan, Audi, Subaru, Mercedes, Ford. So we have partnerships where we get donations, and our students are allowed to access the online training that dealership technicians would normally have to do for their job. There's the 1970 Dodge Dart. This was donated by Chrysler Corporation back in '71, I believe, and it's still here. It still runs. We try to take it out to the drag strip at least once a year, if not twice. So students will get to work on that and learn about some of the vintage performance engines that are out there, and then we reward them by safely taking it to the drag strip. This is just a show car, nothing fancy. Oops, I got somebody to admit here. Hang on one sec. Okay. So this is just a show car that we use for doing outreach events. We bring it to high schools. Sometimes we'll drive it across campus just to do some extra recruiting for students. This classroom, I still call it the new classroom. It's probably about 12 or 13 years old, but this was part of our $3.5 million renovation that we had done about 12, 13 years ago. This used to be a lawn area where students would go out and take their break. And now we've got a full classroom with 2 lifts in there. So whoever's teaching in this classroom can use those lifts, put a vehicle up in the air, go over certain things. And students can also use it as kind of a couple of overflow lifts if the main shop is full. So this is what I call our brand new classroom. All these classrooms have computer, DVD players, digital projector, overhead document camera, just all the latest high-tech goodies that are needed. Sorry, I have to go over a speed bump here. Okay, so that's the main shop. Outside, again, my Wi-Fi will probably not work, but I'll take you out another door and just glance at the west part of our lot where we have a lot of vehicles stored. We do have some outdoor lifts that we use. How's my driving?
Doing great. This is really nice to be able to see all these facilities. Thank you.
Yeah, safety first. I'm obeying all the traffic laws in here. It's kind of weird. This very rarely is this building completely empty, so I'm locked in here. And I'm kind of cold and just cruising around. So out this door, this is the west side of the building, and we do have several lifts outdoors on the far side over there that are pretty much used for the powertrain repair class. And there's a couple of lifts on this side. They only go up about 3 or 4 feet just for doing tire work, brake inspections. And right there, that's a chassis dynamometer that we use for doing smog inspections. So we also teach a couple of smog classes that are required by the Bureau of Automotive Repair in order to get a smog license to be able to work at a smog shop. And we're going back over here. Anybody have any questions so far? Anything that you've seen? Okay. So what I'm going to do is go through our website. So can you guys see the website okay? Okay. So this is just our Autotech website. And what I wanted to show to high school students is our introductory classes in particular. Since we're here, this right in the middle here, we actually have a partnership with Neuro, a Bay Area, Silicon Valley company that does robotics. And this is something to look forward to in the future after you get through introductory classes, if you're interested. We have a couple of different certificates. I'm showing them right there on the screen. And these certificates are a combination of DeAnza College Autotech and Neuro, that robotics company. We came up with a couple of different certificate programs. So there's a level 1 and a level 2. So students can concurrently take Autotech classes and computer classes and hopefully get a part-time job or an internship at Neuro and have a career working on cars like this one over here, this bot, working in the robotics industry. Their biggest fame so far is the Domino's commercial where they have a robot deliver a pizza. That's this company right here. Okay. We also have non-credit classes that are free. And oops, hang on a sec here. Okay. So the non-credit classes are good for students that have never attended college and maybe just want to try it out. Some of our lifelong learners that want to come back and just take a few classes and not really care too much about a certificate or degree. So we have non-credit courses that are absolutely free. They're tuition free, no fees, zero balance. So those are a couple of highlights on our main page. But what I wanted to show high school students is over here, where we have our introductory program, our introductory classes. And you can read all of this stuff, but the way that it works is, and these are perfect for students that are coming out of high school or students that really have had no experience in the automotive industry, whether it be school or work experience. So we recommend taking these classes in pairs. So we have them set up with right here, Auto 50A and B. So 50A is our Introduction to Automotive Principles, and that's a lecture. And then 50B is the lab component. So in a perfect world, somebody would come in either in the late morning section or the evening section and take the lecture class on one day and then have the lab class on another day. So they would actually go out to the shop and apply what they've learned in that lecture component. So this is what I call under hood. And then the 51A and B is everything under car. So they work the same way. 51A is a lecture, and then B is a lab. And then as we go down, hang on a sec, it's kind of rude not showing me. Auto 60 is our basic electrical class. And that is a class that is by far our most popular class because it's required for certificates, it's required for degrees, and we have this fairly new general service technician certificate right here, this GST, that has become wildly popular. Previously, these introductory classes, they're not part of any certificate and they're not degree applicable. So one of my colleagues came up with a way of coming up with this certificate of achievement for those introductory students, and it has helped our enrollment. And all of those introductory classes are also feeders for our day program and for our evening classes. So it's very popular. This is our bread and butter. And there's a list of all those classes. So once students get through all the introductory classes, they kind of have a decision to make. Actually, there's a whole bunch of different decisions. One is, do I want to continue and take evening classes, or do I want to continue and apply for our full-time day program, which is 5 days a week from 7:30 in the morning till 12:15 in the afternoon for full-time students. Evening classes are typically twice a week and more for students that want to just slowly get into it. Maybe they're hobbyists, or maybe they're already working in the industry and they want to come in and just enhance their skills and take a couple of classes. After the introductory program, some students might just say, you know, it was really cool, but this really isn't for me. So these introductory classes is a great place to really figure out if this is something that students want to get into, whether it's continuing their education or going to work in the industry. So it's our starting point. The daytime program, which is a lot where a lot of the young students that finish the introductory classes will go to. And this is made up of really 3 years of auto tech classes. So we have 3 individual tracks, each one is a year in length. The day program is impacted, so it does require an application. And typically, if a student takes those 5 introductory classes, they will usually have enough points to make it into the day program. Sorry, I got to keep admitting people. And Jacob, if you see somebody, just yell at me, because I'm not watching it that closely. Okay, so that's the day program. And the good thing about the day program is, if you don't remember anything that I'm talking about today, while students are taking the introductory classes, the couple of people that we have teaching those classes are really good about helping students develop a pathway and keep them moving through all these classes and help them make a decision whether they want to go as a full-time career during the day program or take evening classes at their own pace. So it's kind of a great place to start. Okay, so that's day program. Evening classes is a list of, it's a huge list. There's certain areas, little disciplines that we've created. For example, there's chassis, engine performance, engine repair, powertrain, and then we're starting to build more of a comprehensive electric vehicle and adding some alternative fuels to that program. So these are all evening classes. The introductory and the evening classes, none of them have prerequisites. There's no application needed. It's the typical fill out the application with the CCC apply and then register for classes. So anybody can take any of those classes, and there's no need for anybody to feel intimidated. A lot of the introductory students that are in the lecture portion, have zero experience, and they're all kind of in that same starting point. Typically in the introductory classes, we have 15% female enrollees, so it's a pretty diverse class. The day program, we used to be right around 10 or 11% female. It's dropped since the whole pandemic thing for the last couple of years, but we do have a lot of females that come through our program, both in the day program and in the evening. Let's see, what else? We do have a very short, abbreviated summer program. This year, we're just offering the introductory classes, air conditioning, and we are offering the level 1, level 2 smog repair classes. But those are a little more advanced for high school students. I know I'm kind of going fast. Anybody have any questions so far?
Real quick for the students out there, any advice, recommendations about, you're thinking about the program, you're about to graduate, are there any type of open houses or opportunities for students to kind of come in and do more of a hands-on experience than this, to really get a sense of what they're going to get into?
That's a great question, and we just haven't had the need to do those, any type of open house, because my policy is our door's wide open. So high school students are welcome to come by. This building is open Monday through Thursday from 6:30 in the morning till about 10:30 at night, and the doors are wide open. So we just invite people to come in here, ask for me or ask for one of the other faculty, and we'd be happy to give people tours. So the picture that I'm showing you right now is one of my other colleagues who was sitting out at the fountain when we were in person. He would go out there a week before finals week to get students all the information they need for the following quarter, so that they can get started on some introductory classes. And it's really helped our enrollment and get people interested. The other thing, in answer to your question, that was very successful, but it's been 2 years since we've had this, was a campus-wide new student and parent open house. During the banner years, there were over 5,000 people in attendance. So that fountain area right there was just filled with tabletops, and we would have a tabletop there. And then we would also get a group of however many students who would walk across campus and give people a tour of our building. So that's really the only type of open house that the school has, and we're just wide open. So anybody can just contact me or find somebody to contact from our website and come up and take a walk around.
Great, thanks.
Sure. Any other questions? Let's see. How many students are Gabriella and Anand? Jennifer and Julie, not sure you guys are students.
Sorry, only speak Spanish. Estaba
Oh.
escuchando, estaba entendiendo un poquito, pero.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we actually just hired a full-time
Yeah.
faculty, Javier. I wish Javier was here. Yeah, you could always email me if you have a specific question. I'd
And
be
I can-
happy to answer.
I can translate. Señora, si quieres, yo puedo ayudar también, si tienes una pregunta, una duda ahorita.
Perdón. Estoy bien, por el momento estoy bien. He entendido un poquito. No sé si todo esto lo podría encontrar en español en algún sitio o no va a haber interpretación en español.
Voy a preguntar eso, pero el señor también acaba de decir que acaban de firmar a alguien nuevo como uno de los profesores de la programa, que el nombre es Javier. él puede ayudar en español. Acaban de firmar esta persona, pero voy a preguntar eso de información en español ahorita, señora. Voy a ver la respuesta, ¿ok?
Ok, porque he estado siguiendo todo, pero he entendido muy poquito. No
Sí,
sé
sí,
si
sí.
vaya a haber un enlace para volver a escuchar todo en español, me gustaría. Pero estoy bien, muchas gracias.
Yeah, she just wanted to know if any of this information on the website is in Spanish. She understands a little bit of it, and I explained to her that Javier is a great contact you guys just got on that would help in some of this. But do you have any materials in Spanish?
We do not. Something we've been thinking about doing is actually having a Saturday class on Spanish terms and have somebody teach it that is familiar with obviously both languages, but it would be a way of learning some of the English terms that are related to this industry. And it's an idea that we've been thinking about, and we're still working on it. But I just put Javier's name up there. You could look him up on the website, get his phone number, email address. He's really good. He's brand new. This is only his second year here, but he's doing a great job. And his Spanish, oh my God, it's beautiful. So he would be a big help.
Señora, dice el señor de que ahorita no tienen muchos de materiales en español, pero allí escribió en los mensajes, el nombre es Xavier Silva, es el nombre del señor, y puede ayudar, si puedes ver el nombre de él en el sitio de este programa, a darte más información en español.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Thank you. And then I just, I'm not too good at watching chat. I apologize. But one of the questions from Anant, who is a parent, oh, that was your program is interesting. Thank you. Julie, how long does it take to complete? So the introductory classes, since we take students, we recommend that they take them concurrently. We've set them up in such a way that a student can take all 4 of those in 1 quarter. And then Auto 60 is available every quarter, fall, winter, and spring. So a student could really take all 5 of those classes in as short as, I would say, 2 quarters, 1 quarter for the 50 series. But most students will take 50A and B in 1 quarter, 51A and 51B in another quarter, and then Auto 60 in that 3rd quarter. So that would be 1 school year. But it really depends on the students and how motivated they are. And intro classes can be taken by high school students. It's really cool. For decades, it has been juniors and seniors only. And our board, our district board of trustees, they're now allowing freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors to take classes at DeAnza College. It's kind of a lengthy process, and it starts with the DeAnza website. So what I recommend is if you just go to deanza.edu, and there's the little magnifying, oops, DeAnza.edu. Excuse me for 1 second here. If you go into that little search magnifying glass and just type in dual enrollment or concurrent students, it'll take you to a website, and you just follow the directions from top to bottom. Starts off with a permission form that the student will have to fill out with a parent. Then it goes to the high school for high school approval. Then it gets sent to DeAnza College admissions, and that student gets cleared for the classes that they specifically wanted to get clearance for. Then they're able to register. And it is no cost once you get all the approvals done. The only caveat is that they're the lowest priority for enrollment. So it's low priority enrollment, but the way things are going right now, none of our classes are really filling up, so it's usually not a problem. We typically will have at least 1 high school student per quarter that enrolls in one of our introductory classes, and sometimes more. they're limited to 11 units. Anything after 11 units, then they have to pay for it. So first 11 units are free to high school students. And this is not to be confused with the non-credit classes. Non-credit classes are not allowed for high school students to enroll in. They would just enroll in the 4-credit class, pay nothing, and still get college credit. It's a pretty good deal. So good question. And that goes for pretty much any of our classes. Can be taken by high school students. Pretty sweet deal. It is a pretty sweet deal. And it's also a really good way for those students to get a head start and see if they're really interested. And then by the time they graduate from high school, they've pretty much done all of the introductory classes. And a lot of times they can get started right away in our day program. Because oftentimes if a student doesn't take introductory classes while they're in high school, that's the first full year they spend is doing our introductory classes and the electrical class and really getting used to this place. So it's a good head start. I actually had a phone call from a dad who his son is very interested in automotive technology, and the dad is a self-proclaimed not a gearhead. And I said, yeah, no problem. Freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, it's pretty cool. And he's actually in 8th grade. Oh my gosh. So he's going to have to wait until he gets into high school, and then he can start taking classes at DeAnza. And I think that would be, at least for my tenure, that would be a record, having a 14-year-old. What about a connection to automotive engineering? My son is interested in cars, but also engineering. Oh, cool. Okay. So we do have a pathway right now with San Jose State mechanical engineering. So for example, a student would come from one of the local high schools, come through our auto tech program and complete at least 1 year, earn an associate's degree, complete all the transfer level physics, chemistry, calculus, and they're guaranteed to be admitted to San Jose State mechanical engineering as a junior. So that's one pathway that we've had for several years with San Jose State. Automotive engineering specifically, I don't know about that, but San Jose State mechanical engineering, they do have a discipline on electric vehicle engineering. So we have that in place. There's also the neuro partnership that I explained. I'm about 99% sure that at the end of May, don't tell anybody, DeAnza College Auto Tech will be offering a bachelor's degree in automotive management. So a student that would complete that degree would then be ready to take on the management jobs that are in dealerships, fleets, cities, municipalities. It opens up a lot of opportunities for management type positions in this industry. So we're pretty excited about that, and I think it's going to happen. So we've had a handful of students do the San Jose State pathway, and very successful. They're doing really well. Any other questions? Sorry, I'm happy to say I haven't used Zoom in a while because we've been face to face for a while, but Jacob, how are we doing on time?
Yeah, I was about to say we've kind of run into the next session, so I just wanted to make sure. Great answers, great conversation. But there are other workshops about that have been going on now for a while. So we'll make sure we get this recording out to the rest of the students. And really, again, on behalf of MVLA, just thank you so much for being open to doing this informational workshop. It really is great. I'm going to make sure I know a group of students that I have that are really wanting to access information. So thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. And if you want to set up a tour with several students, I'm wide open to pretty much doing a tour any time of the day. Even if there's a class in session, we can kind of walk around. And that's actually the best time to take a tour, when you can see all the action out in the shop. So give it some thought.
Absolutely. And I'll let some
It's
of the other
available.
departments with students that I think have been talking about doing this. I'll let them know. And that would be a wonderful opportunity since we're really just right down the road.
Cool. Sounds good.
Great. So you're actually going to stop the presentation because you're the host. And then,
Okay.
again, thank you so much for your time.
All right. You're welcome. Good to see you, everybody, virtually.